Oh, don't start. Was that somebody from the back?
No,
the comedian in the shirt who came and couldn't resist using the microphone earlier on. Yeah, we heard your joke. It was shocking, wasn't it? I'll tell you what, I'm sorry about this, but we need to... Do you want to just tell the audience your joke? Come on. No, because you were quite gobby earlier on when you had the microphone. And it was alright. Go on. Go on, stand up. Come on. Stand up. Come on. All turn round, face him. Come on, turn round. Listen to this. Not you. Not you. Come on.
Is it free entry if I tell it? No.
Speak to Sean.
So, face on my camera. Oh yeah, so I went to a bus stop, there was a big bird there. Anyway, I said, when's it due then? She said, are you pregnant? I said, I know. I said, I was asking about it. Bus, you fat bitch. It would have been better.
No, to be fair, it went down a lot better when there was no fucker in it, didn't it? This is nice, isn't it? Are we all well?
Yeah.
So just by a show of hands who came to this gig, I can't remember, April I think it was. Was it April?
Yeah.
Who came to this gig in April? Show of hands, nobody. Are you all new then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what we did at that gig, and this might take a bit of time now, just one by one we all got up and introduced ourselves to the group. So we might as well start with you in the front row, seeing this. Do you want to just stand up and introduce yourself?
Me?
Well, no, you're a good lady, I think, first. Just turn around and say hello to the group.
Hi, I'm Sean. Pleased to meet you all.
Hi, Sean!
Brilliant. Nobody stood up last time. We'll just wait for the latecomers. There's plenty of room here. Absolutely not happening, is it? Oh, and there's a few more coming in. We'll just wait for...
Oh, God.
Ladies, you okay? Where are you going to sit? On her ass, thanks. There's a couple of seats down here at this sort of near the frontish. You should be alright there. Well, not... We'll just let you get comfortable first. That's fine. Absolutely fine. So, what's your reason for being late then? You broke your foot. Hey, yeah, I see you limping. How did you manage that?
I tripped over.
You tripped over.
No alcohol was involved.
Oh, come on. So, yeah, my name's Nick Hill. I'm your host for this evening. So, what's going to happen tonight, just so you know, we've got 3 acts. We'll have your first act on, then a break, and then your middle act, and then a break, and then your headline act. And then you can all go off and do whatever it is you do in Sherdington on a Friday night. And looking around, I suspect, looking around, I suspect some of you will be at the top of Bird Lip in a few hours' time. So, are we all right? What you're going to find works best, right, is if you fucking shut up whilst I'm talking. Are we all from the locality? Yeah. So who actually is from Sherdington? Show of hands. Just 2. Okay. Who's from Brockworth?
Yeah.
Why does that not surprise me? And who's from the other end, place we don't really like talking about? Cheltenham. No. Right, so where's the rest of you come from then? Gloucester, is it? Oh, fantastic. So is there actually anybody from Cheltenham in here?
Yeah,
Originally. What, 1, 2, but the rest of it, oh, that's great coming from Gloucester, because Sherdington's a bit weird, isn't it? It's like, people who live in Sherdington, they're rich enough to move out of Brockworth, but not rich enough to live down in Leicester. And it's sort of, I don't know, it's a funny place, isn't it? It's like a halfway house between, because I'm from Gloucester, so it's like that halfway house between Gloucester and rough and Cheltenham and posh, and then this is like slap bang in the middle, and I don't really know what to make of it. And I was hoping there was going to be some more Sherdington people in, but clearly not, and that's upsetting, because there was a sign at the end of the road on the fruit farm which said Halloween staff wanted, and I was hoping, looking around, there might be a few people who could have taken up that position, but most of you were too attractive for it. I say most of you. I think there's one or two who could fill that position quite easily, to be honest. So, are we all well? Did we all enjoy the heat last week?
Yay!
Oh, and who? Right, come on then. Who said, "Oh, I like it hot, but this is too hot"? Anybody? Nobody's going to admit it, are they? Have we got any fellow gingers in who really suffered? What? How did you find? Were you all right with it? We've got one ginger and one strawberry blonde going grey at the sides. That's all right though, isn't it? Did you cope with it? Cope with the heat? It was all right, wasn't it? I retired. I retired in March this year, and I'm just coming up to the 6-month anniversary of 24/7 with my wife. Fucking hell, it's hard work, isn't it? Has anybody else done that? Spent 6 months with my wife? No, I mean, anybody else retired and spending all that time with somebody? To be honest, we've been married 20 odd years, and it was all right. We were getting on fine, but now I find it's just little things that irritate me about her, like breathing. Yes, breathing. Exactly. And if we're going out in the car, we'll be coming up to a junction, and I want to turn right, and I'll ask her, because she's on the passenger side, "Is it safe to go?" And she'll go, "Yeah." And I'll start pulling out, and then she'll go, "If you're quick." You don't really want to hear that, do you? But we were on holiday last week, and I don't know if it was the weather or something else, but she said, you're getting very aggressive towards me lately. I said, well, stop fucking irritating me then, it'll be fine. She said, I'm getting really worried about it. I said, what are you worried about? She said, I'm worried that you might murder me in the night and I wake up finding myself dead. And I thought, you clearly haven't thought this fucking through, have you? Really? But no, I have retired, and it's a strange thing. So I find, especially with a lot of older people, they can't help but tell you how old they are, whether you've asked them or not. They feel they want to tell you. Like, so I'm 65 now. That normally gets a cheer. Like, it's thank you very much. But it's like old people in supermarkets, and you go to pay in Tesco's, and there's an old woman in front of you, and without being prompted, she'll turn around. I'm 82. Are you good? Do you want to make 83? Fucking hurry up. And I've got a thing about old people in supermarkets, because they piss me off as well. And what I do now is, rather than go round filling my trolley, I just wait at the end of the aisles till they come past with their trolleys. And if there's stuff in there I want, I'll just help myself and put it in my trolley. Because two things. One, they're not going to chase you, are they? And even if they say, that's mine, you can say, morally it is, but legally, not till you've paid for it. We've started going to a lot of garden centres as well. That seems to be 3 or 4 times a fucking week at the minute, garden centres. I think if I was going to go on mastermind, right, my chosen subject would be, what do you know about tea cakes in the garden centres of Gloucestershire? And my favourite is Highfields down at Whitminster. And we were in there the other week. Yeah, we were in there just getting a coffee. I went to pay, and the lady said, would you like a senior citizen discounts card? I said, why are you talking to me about that? Well, you clearly qualify. Oh, you cheeky bitch. I said, what's the benefits of a senior citizen's discount card? She said, well, on a Monday, you can get a roast for 40% off. Well, that sounds all right. And then I looked at the small print, roast 40% off on a Monday, served between 9:30 and 11 o'clock. And I thought, who the fuck eats a roast dinner at 9:30 on a Monday morning? But as it turns out, for the past 2 weeks, it's me and the wife. I'm I'm not keen on this getting older business. I've got to be honest. I'm sort of struggling with it. I was alright when I got to 50. Is that somebody's ringtone? Oh, it's that. It's the, no, what? You'll never walk alone. The rugby. I got to 50, and what happens when you get to 50? Through the post, you get free life assurance, and that was fine. I could deal with that. When you get to 60, that changes. I'll tell you what you get then: funeral plans, right? I know a little bit about funeral plans because my mum died in 2019. And she had a funeral plan with the co-op, and I had to go in and sort it out. And I was talking to the woman in the co-op, so me to sort out my mum's funeral. She said, "Oh, fine, okay. Yeah, we just need to fill in some paperwork." And as the conversation went on, she said, "Have you got a funeral plan?" I went, "No, I haven't." "At your age, you should consider it." "Sorry?" So, well, you know, could happen any time. "Do you want me to explain what it entails?" I said, "Yeah, go on then." She said, "Well, if you pay us £2,000 now, you can plan your funeral. You can have where you want it, you can be buried, cremated, you can choose the venue for the wake, you can put some money behind the bar, you can have food, you can have a band, you can have a disco, you can tell people what they want to wear, you know, you can book everything." We had a 10-minute conversation. At the end of it, I was looking forward to my own fucking death. I'll just tell you this one tale about my mum before we bring the first act on. Because she made me promise before she died, she said, "Will you talk about me at every gig you do?" I said, "Well, it's not really appropriate, is it, Mum? Because you've got dementia and you're losing it." She said, "Yeah, I know, but it's a way of keeping the memory alive." And she did have dementia. And there might be people in here who's got elderly relatives suffering with it. And there's 3 traits that dementia people have. They're paranoid, there's people in their house, they lose things, and they wander a lot. And Mum did all 3. And she wandered for the last time in September 2019. And luckily, she was picked up by the police. And when the police do that, they assign a safeguarding officer. And this guy phoned me on the Monday, he said, "I'm your mum's safeguarding officer. I need to meet you at the hospital because I need to check she's all right. Can you meet?" "Yeah, that's fine." And I met him at 6 o'clock, Gloucester Hospital. We're walking up to ward 8, and I'm just chatting to him. So, "How long have you been in the police?" "Oh, 20 years. "How long have you been on the dementia team?" "Only about 4 weeks. I said, "Okay, word of advice. Don't believe a fucking word she says." We get into the ward and she's in the bed here. "It's all right, Mum?" "Who's this?" I said, "Oh, this is PC Davis. He's come to check on you." "Have you come to arrest Nicholas?" And he's like, "No, I haven't. Why would I arrest? Why am I arresting him? He's only just come out of prison." And he looked at me, he said, "Have you?" I said, "No, remember what I said?" "Because of course he murdered his brother." I said, "No, I didn't. If you remember, Tim died in 2009, he had heart disease, can you remember that?" "Well, that's your side of the story." And then we had silence for about 5 minutes. And by now, all the other people in the ward had stopped talking, were waiting to hear what she said. And after 5 minutes, in a fairly loud voice, she came out with, "And of course he made me have sex with him before we were married." I said, "Right, that's it, I can't do this anymore, we've got to go." And the police said, "No, that's fine, come on, we'll go." And just as we were leaving, under her breath, but loud enough so the policeman could hear, she went, "It's that poor dog I feel sorry for." And we got outside and I said to him, "I'm sorry you've had to experience that." He said, "No, that's fine, I can see she's obviously in quite a bit of a state, but I do need to ask you a question." I said, "Well, I haven't been in prison, I didn't kill my brother." He went, No. "Do you have a dog?" I went, "Well, yeah, I do actually." "Ah, so that bit's true then." And I don't know to this day whether she knew what she was doing or not, but anyway, that's my little memory to my mum. So thank you for listening to that. I think, are we just about ready for our first act of the evening? Yeah. Okay, so his name is Ben Harrington. I've gigged with him many times. I think you're going to love him. And what we'll do is on the count of 3, we can start the applause at the back of the room, keep it coming all the way down to the front until he gets the mic. Is that okay? Yeah. So on 1, 2, 3, welcome the very lovely Ben Harrington.